Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well as I always do. This is the last ever weekly live chat, episode 44. We've been going in various different guises. We've been going since the 26th of April last year. I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody that has contributed to this channel over the last, where are we? 15 and a half months, April, May, June, July, yeah, almost 16 months. Thank you very much to everybody. Really, very much appreciated. And of course, I will do the same shout out to everyone again at the end of the broadcast. Let me just double check something. This is also going out on Facebook as well, so I'm just going to amend something on here quickly to to see if anybody is actually going to be watching it on Facebook. I highly doubt it because we hardly get any current views live, but hopefully as this is the last one, we're going to have some people watching now. What a surprise, nobody. As always guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, guys, as you can see from the icon up here, along with Admiral and Umbro, Clout and Blue, track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts, so go check those out. Any purchases made through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, I will be sending directly on to Iron Supporting Food Banks, the charity within the Newham area that are based in the Newham area, helping those in the Newham area that are reliant on food banks. So guys, I hope you're all well and good. Just have a quick shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Rick, good evening, mate. Andy Miles, welcome back, mate. Long time no see. Hope you, and Ian as well, for that matter. Hope you're all keeping well. It's good to see you guys. So especially for the last ever one. So let's jump straight onto it with the first topic. As I said, the reason why. Hang on, let me just piddle about with this a bit, because obviously it's been. There we go. Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm doing some changes and didn't take those into consideration. This is the reason why this is the last episode of the weekly live chat. When I first started the daily live chats on the 26th of April last year, I did say that we would continue these for as long as possible until life got back to normal. Well, as of Monday, Freedom Days, a lot of people have been classing it as. That's the reason why this is shopping, because we're pretty much getting everything bar two or three things back as of Monday. We'll be able to go back to the London Stadium. we'll be able to travel on tubes, albeit still with the face coverings is what's recommended, especially when it's crowded trains and buses and trams, for those who are probably watching in Surrey and maybe Manchester and etc. See, well, hello mate, hope you're alright. And he says working Euros took over his life. Understandable, mate. This is the reason why. This is the reason why the weekly live chats are stopping. As I said, and it's just, yeah. I'm so happy we are getting our lives back. Not going back into the office just yet, so I'll still be working from home for a little while longer. But yeah, we had to do it at some point. We couldn't be stuck in this rut that we've been in for the last, how was it, 15, 16 months we've been in now. We just couldn't do it. We had to get some form of normality back. There's always going to be a risk, no matter what level the lockdown was going to be eased. I still think there might be certain areas that will probably go into local restrictions for a few things, but in general, it was confirmed earlier today that Majorca and Ibiza and a few other places are going on to the amber travel list. So more and more places are getting added. The more people that get vaccinated, the easier this is going to become. For those that aren't getting vaccinated, it's your choice. I saw something that 75% are now double vaccinated. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, possibly, but at the same point, that's still a hell of a load of people. I've got my second vaccination in a month. Obviously, tomorrow is exactly a month to our Newcastle away game, which is, so it looks like everyone are going to be able to go to away games again, obviously, because we've been given the option to go to Brentford away in the pre-season at the end of the month, which is fantastic news. See what you guys are saying in the chat. Ian says, me too, shame we didn't get over the line so close. Absolutely, we will talk about England in a little while, mate, so stick around for us. Good evening, Julie, hope you're keeping all right. Andy says, but he's off work till Monday, so he's buzzing. Totally understandable. TSC says, could you do match day vlogs at the games? No, mate. I tried it before. It was a horrendous idea. Absolutely horrendous. I'm thinking about doing an audio one though, but not doing that again, unfortunately. Hello, Mick. Hope you're all right. Ken, welcome. There's confusion over mask wearing. I wish there was no grey area over masks. What's the confusion? Because they're no longer legal precedency. That it is recommended. It was exactly the same. It was exactly the same. It's the complete 180 degrees from how it was when lockdown first happened. I said there was no grey areas then. You know, it is recommended that if you're in a highly confined space like a train or bus, and it's crowded, that you wear a face covering. That's what's been announced. Please clarify where the grey is on that, mate. Either it's a recommendation like it originally was before they made it back into what was it? So it was a recommendation. So it's kind of like how it was originally. Then they started making it mandatory the worse it was getting. But people are now getting vaccinated more and more in comparison to how it was last summer. So this is as good a time as any. I genuinely think they've probably done this more for the mental health of people than anything else. Because at the end of the day, we've not been able to kick the flu pandemic. Flu comes around every single year, not to the level it is, because it's been 100 years and there's been great advances in the vaccine. And I've said right from the start, there's going to be great advances in the vaccine as well, for that matter. So where are we? D Lee, hello mate. So don't want the vaccine, you're a second class ticket. Good luck with your fake freedom. Don't put words in my mouth in any shape or form. And what is bulking? What's bulking? Andy says, I've been back in the office since March and getting the train every day. How's it been going, mate? How's it been going with that? The dark side's back in the chat once again. Emperor Palpatine, all right, John. Good evening to you. Hope you're well, bud. I am very well, thank you, mate. Glad to see you're back here. Don't understand why D. Lee was saying what he was saying. Freedom of speech and all that, but God, I don't get what how things are in that sense of the word. It's nice to see that he's a subscriber. It's always good to have his subscribers airing their views. But as I've always said, back up what you're talking about. Don't just go in there with no backing in any shape or form. But anyway, for those that are paying attention to the world, and if you do fantasy football, Kent, I know before you say anything, I know you don't do fantasy football. Hang on. What's going on? Yeah. TSC says, flying out to Scotland next Wednesday, only to realise we can't even go to Celtic, so basically going to Glasgow to do fuck all. Ken says, recommend, just my opinion, there should be a rule for masks to be worn in confined spaces. It is. It's a recommend. It's people's decision, mate. We've had this for 18 months. I'm sorry, but I don't understand why all of a sudden, now it's no longer legal, people's choices are still remain exactly the same. Either do it or you don't. What's great about it? Ian says, went up Canary Wharf today. Lots more people around. Of course there is, because we're getting our lives back on Monday. And as I said, guys, there's the fantasy league has been set up for the channel once again. As unlike last season, I won't be doing weekly roundups of what everyone's done, because at the end of the day, nobody cares about that. They really don't. At the end of the day, you can go onto the website, you can go on your app and have a look to see that on there. So it's no real point with that. And he says, it's been okay, mate, to be honest. Hours changed 7 to 4, Monday to Thursday, and work from home on Friday. Good thing. Now, this is what my work's doing going forward in a few months' time. we've going forward that we've got the option of, well, we've kind of got the option now, to be honest with you. It's all down to our own discretion, as is the face coverings from Monday. That I can work from home, or I can go into the office, or I can do both. I'm doing little things. Once I have my second vaccine on the second time, then we're literally gonna be doing that. But as I say, guys, Fantasy League, please contribute to the conversations. Let's talk about the Fantasy League. For those that have joined the Fantasy League, got all of your set up before, just do it. It's really, really good fun. There's no reward. You're not paying anything in like some other sources may charge you to do for stuff, and of course you get rewarded at the end of it. I don't make enough money to be able to. I don't make enough money off Patreon. I don't make enough money off the channel, and I certainly don't make them money off anything else to give you guys rewards for it. But that's why it's just a bit of fun. We'll all jump in and go for it. Palpatine says, John, you're an honest man. The rumours about Traore joining us, would you take him? No, I would not. We need a centre forward. We need a striker. We don't need a makeshift winger. We've already had that once before. He's a fantastic player, but I can't see him playing it. I really can't. And like you said, mate, it's a rumour. That's it. It's not truth. There's nothing in it. It's just apparently people we're looking at. Where are we? And he says, because I was going in at the peak, I got rewarded. Yeah, so says Andy, as Milesy, do you know what, JP? I'll give it a go. Never done it before. It's talking about the Fantasy League. And as I say, yeah, so guys, if you want to do the Fantasy League, there's a link there's the code in the description. Click on that, and then go for it. As I say, Andy, it's a really, really good laugh. You've got £100 million to set up your starting 11 plus 4 substitutes. One of those which will include a goalkeeper as well. It's really, really good fun to do. It's very entertaining, in good ways and bad ways. So guys, by all means, please do sort that out. Do that. It'd be really, really cool. Julie's absolutely summed it up completely. The second part of the message is, so if it's crowded, wear one. If not, don't. But if you want to wear one all the time, then down to you. Exactly. That's the point. It is discretionary. It's up to you. It was mandatory on public transport, but no, it's no longer going to be mandatory. It's down to your discretion. We've had this time and time again. And he says, I'll do it on my day off, promise. Well, today's your day off, you lazy bugger. We've got ages, of course, because once the season starts, then I'm shutting it's closed off to those that are in it. So if you want to do it now and get it done early, because we've got a month. It's really good fun. As I say, you've got a wild card that you can play at any point in the season. Jake from the West Ham Unofficial, he was one of the first people to join up once I put it up on Twitter. The code's on Twitter. As I say, the code's in the link in the description as well. Robert says, I will still be wearing my mask. Has the coronavirus been notified? As the coronavirus been notified, is Freedom Day. There's a few words missing there, Bobby, to be honest with you, mate. Not really sure where you're going with that, so can you please clarify? Because you look like is either, because it has the coronavirus been notified, it's a Freedom Day question mark, or as it's without a question mark, or it's you can interpret that 2 or 3 ways, mate, but please be clear. Okay, so the next topic we're going to talk about, which I wasn't going to talk about, but was raised by Mark in one of the Euro watch-alongs. I think it might have been the final. Was the change to the league fixtures. Kent says, only reason we are being linked with Adam Traore is because he's quick and no other reason. Lazy link. Exactly, mate. Ian says, did it last season. Good fun. Finished about 20th in your league. Yes, I know. You did, Ian. I remember. Yeah. Okay. See you, Jules. See you later. But yeah. So yeah, because Mark was talking about meeting me for a drink for the Leicester game, which is on the day he actually goes back to Northern Ireland. So so just to recap for everybody, there's been 3 changes so far to the fixtures. I'm sure the majority of you already know about this, but in case you don't, Newcastle away has changed to Sunday the 15th of August to a 2 o'clock kickoff. That'll be live on Sky Sports. Is Sky getting their grubby little hands on things again? That's the 15th of August. Then our first home game, as I said, has been changed to the Monday night at 8 o'clock, live on Sky Sports on Monday the 23rd. Now, because it's an away game, I will be doing the live watch along for the Newcastle game. So by all means, make sure you jump on here. Everything else has pretty much stayed the same, bar one other fixture, and as usual, it's the big game in September. According to Man United fans and Sky Sports, the Man United home game of 19th of September is changed to a 2 o'clock on Sunday, mostly down to the Europa League campaign for the both clubs more than anything else. But again, that is on Sky Sports. When when there are other changes that are going on, I will keep you guys updated via Twitter. So please do follow the channel on Twitter. Again, the details in the description below. So let me know your thoughts on that, guys. As I say, the only one that I agree with really is the Man United one for Europa. That's it. The reason why Sky want the Newcastle game is because they're predicting a repeat of the Newcastle game at home at the start of last season. So that's the thing with that. There's no sense whatsoever for us being on a Monday night football against Leicester at home. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Really doesn't. Hey Marie, hello mate. I'm keeping well. How are you doing? Let's keep to the contacts and give me your thoughts on what we just talked about. TSC says home game on a Monday night. Absolutely. Yeah, makes no sense whatsoever. Should be the weekend, but because Sky got their grubby little hands and the club have obviously have to take it whether they like it or not. Then yes, that's the reason why. So to reiterate again, in case I haven't been clear, bearing in mind I've repeated it twice already because we talked about it in the weekly live chats when they did change originally. Sunday the 15th of August, 2 o'clock on away to Newcastle on Sky Sports. Come here for the watch along for that. Monday night, 23rd of August, 8 o'clock, Leicester at home again on Sky Sports, and 19th of September, 2 o'clock on Sunday, the 19th of September, at home to Man United again on Sky Sports. All right, so is that clear to everybody? I don't have to go through it again. Where are we? 1, 2. Now, while Kent, before we jump on to the next topic, Kent says I can see massive queues at the ticket office on Monday due to ticket problems. What ticket problems are you referring to, mate? Are you talking about the Monday night Leicester game, or are you talking about the Brentford away fixture? Context, please, mate. TSC says I don't get why we can't have weekend games like they do. Have a hatred, I think he means there, to West Ham playing on Friday or Saturday because it seems that we only play on Sundays or Mondays. That's not true. That is not true. This is 3 fixtures out of 2 months. The 1st, the 2nd, and the 5th fixture of this. No. Fox's game. Yeah. But again, what ticket problems? What ticket problems are you referring to there, Kent? Again, context. Now, while we're talking about, obviously, we were talking about the London Stadium. It's a bit of a change to the rules, but there have been changes discussed in relation to the London Stadium. So this is the thing. Where is it? It doesn't say when. But blah 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Karen Brady has pledged to supporters that West Ham would liaise with architects to evaluate the possibility of eventually squaring off the east and west stands of the bowl-shaped arena. As we know that the north and the south banks, aka the Trevor Brooking and the Bobby Moore respectively, stands have been reconfigured last season. So a lot of us in those stands, especially in the lowers, will be will have moved over slightly. Nice to see TSC's kept himself objective. The stadium will be shit no matter what. But with the West, with trying to bring the West stand in and the East stand in at further notice at some point is a great idea. Really, really is a good idea. Let us know what you're thinking about this. Empress Palpatine says, "What's the easiest way of getting West Ham tickets, John? Whenever I go online, they ask me to buy a Claret membership. I just want to buy a last-minute ticket for myself and enjoy the football." Mate, you can't. You won't be able to for this season. We haven't been there for almost 8. It'll be a year and a half by that point. You're not going to be able to do it unless you know somebody that can't go. That's about the only way you're going to do it for this coming season. I guarantee it. Ian Proctor says, "Have the club confirmed how we will be getting in via e-ticket on your phone?" No, they have not done a thing. They haven't announced anything. I know when they said there was something in when I renewed it online, there was something about keeping the receipt because it will be vital for e-ticketing, but that's about as far as it went. But guys, in terms of what we're talking about, because this is supposed to be a chat. Can we please let us know what you think about having the West and the East stand being changed? Because Bugger, do you reckon the following season might be easy for myself to go then, John? I don't know, mate. I genuinely can't tell you because I don't work for the club. I'm not on the payroll in any shape or form. If I would, I'd refuse it anyway because I want to be paid by those idiots. I know as much as you do. I'm not in the know in any shape or form. Football is going to be very, very difficult to get to. It's difficult at the best of times. You can try the ticket exchange, but I will be very, very surprised if anybody without a ticket is able to get one in the viewing public because it's going to be very, very hard to come by because we haven't been there for 18 months. So I have no idea how it's going to go in any shape or form. I genuinely don't. I can't tell you because at the end of the day, the only alternatives is paying over the odds for a ticket out or hoping that something's going to go unavailable. But that's it. There's no way. That's how it's always been. But I've no idea how anything's going to go down. But so guys, again, can we please talk about the subject at hand? All right, so guys, can we? If no one's going to talk about it, right, there we go. TSC says that I think it would be good because the edges are close to the pitch, but the further you go into the stand, the more pushed back from the pitch you are. So hopefully the squaring will make everyone closer. That's the idea. And I'll tell you what the other idea is of this. They're basically putting this out there because they want to shut people up. They want to stop people protesting. And I tell you what, I can only speak for myself, and I know that a lot of people that will be there. Ian says, would like to know how that squaring off would work. I will tell you when I come back from the Leicester game. Tell you what the view's like, see what the differences are, so we can see it full blown. We've seen it on the telly, but we don't know how it's personally going to affect anybody until we physically see it. And I tell you what, that as I say, they're trying to the board, the co-owners and Brady, because Karen Brady is not an owner in there in any shape or form. I don't know why over the last 3 or 4 years people have been touting her in as an owner. She's not an owner. She's on the board only. She's vice chairperson, but she's not an owner. She does not have enough shares in the business to be deemed as a owner, which we've gone over in the accounts over the last couple of years as well. But Tisha says the stands will have wheels, what don't they? Just roll it in closer, just like Upton Park. Well, TSC, the whole point of this is the fact that they're looking to redevelop the seating so you don't have to do that in the long term. Because from reading between the lines of the article that's freely available online, if you can be bothered to look on it, because a lot of people seem to be very lazy when it comes to trying to get news nowadays, is that that's the thinking is to stop it being stop it being an all-purpose stadium and to convert it into a football stadium, which is what we've been saying right from the start, which is what we're wanting, and they are using this as a reason to try and keep people from protesting, to stop people to criticize them and just go on and enjoy the football, which I genuinely want. But at the same point, I know there's a lot of people out there, and quite a lot of people in that are watching this at the moment as well, for that matter, are still, like me, GSB out. We are still GSB out. As great as last season's been, it's because of David Moyes and the team. It's got nothing to do with the owners whatsoever. This season is the tipping point, as far as I'm concerned, with the supporters and the relationship with the board, because this is David Moyes' new season under a new contract with some of the highest, one of the highest ever payouts we've had as a football club since they took over. And this is only then will we see what the real West Ham's about, and only then themselves will stop us being GSB out if they do things in the right way. Selling Felipe Anderson, as you would have seen from the preview the video I did about it yesterday, for £3.5 million. Sorry, around about 3 million plus add-ons, which is around about £3.5 million on a £40 million investment, is ridiculous business sense. Not also that. The rumour came out today, which I'm not surprised in any shape or form, that we've been talking about it. There's a lot of people who've been talking about it over the last few days. The last few weeks and about the last couple of months, is Andrei Yarmolenko going on a free. A man that's been nominated for scoring the goal of the tournament for the Euro for the Euros just gone, and the mind boggles. He's still got a year or so, 18 months left on his contract. And they want to get rid of him on a free just to save the wages. 160 grand a week saved on wages, in comparison to a loss of 70-80 million pound. Now you tell me how that makes business sense. You genuinely give me your ideas on how that makes business sense, because I can't figure it out in any shape or form. I really can't. Emperor Palpatine says, we will outright buy our stadium eventually. What do you reckon? Yep, I've said that for the last 3 years. Ian Proctor says, isn't there still a legal requirement to keep the running tracks, so would be possible to move East and West Stands by any further forward? This is a long-term fix here, Ian. This is the long-term fix that they're thinking about, from what I'm seeing. Yes, they may have to redevelop it in the short term, but in the long term, it's because the Olympics are going to be there in less and less, and therefore it's going to turn it into a football stadium. That's when they're going. Said it before and I'll say it again. That's when they're going. Once they fully make it a football stadium, doing these small subtle changes to the ground, that's when they'll be selling up, and that's when they're going. Because they will buy the football stadium once all that's been done, and they will go. I guarantee it. TSC says, no matter what they do, even if they gave everyone free season tickets or bought players in like Messi, Lewandowski, etc., TSC will still be GSB out, and that's the point. That's the point. Is the fact that what they do in the future won't make up for the loss of stuff they've done. As I said when they did the accounts review, it is almost just under £250 million loss last season. 30 or 240 million pound admin fees. Do me a favour. Robert says, so squaring up the stands will not make the higher nose seats will not be any interest. Again, mate, you're gonna have to clarify, because that's, again, there's words missing there, or at least some grammar. I don't get it. And it says, losing Yarmolenko and Anderson for next to nothing makes no sense, especially when we need bodies with extra games next season. Exactly, that's what we were saying the other week, Ian. Robert, just rereading that back, I think what you're asking is, so squaring up the stands will not make the higher seats any closer. Is that what you're asking? I don't think it will, mate. I don't think it will. I think it's purely the bottoms that have been changed, because it's been the majority of the bottoms of the lower eastern, that's right, the lower north and south banks, as they would have been called, as the south and north as it is now. So yeah, that's what it is with that. So where are we? So let's move on from that. Where are we? Done that. So, guys, I want you to give, as you might have noticed from the shirt I'm wearing, I want you to give your thoughts on England's performance at the Euro 2020. While you're because for those that didn't join in with the live watch-alongs for the games, totally understandable, because I know a lot of you would have been down at the pub. I would have been if I didn't have this commitment to you guys. Give me your thoughts on how England did across the board. Obviously we made history. We saw history, and those that joined us for the watch along made history on this channel as well for watching what was going on and watching us get through to the final. Very evocative time for everybody, of course. Declan Rice's statement kind of sums up how I'm still feeling about it, if I'm honest with you. He's on his Twitter account, he put up, it's difficult to put into words how I'm feeling this evening. Of course, absolutely devastated. I'm of course absolutely devastated with the result last night and need some time now to process the massive disappointment we are all feeling. To get so close is heartbreaking, and I know all of us around the country are hurting. However, the biggest emotion I am feeling is pride. I'm so proud to be part of this squad. The last 4 weeks I've had the best time of my entire life, bless him, and the journey we have all been on together as players, management staff, fans, and as a nation has been special. It's been a true honour to represent our country at a major tournament, and together we've all created memories that will last a lifetime. We win together, and this is kind of Gareth Southgate's mantra on this coming out here. We win together and we lose together. And although it's painful today, this is just the start for this squad, and we will be back better, stronger, and ready to go again. And absolutely agree with you, Dex. 100%. If anybody of you that follows the channel on Twitter, right after the game, I tweeted England saying how very, very proud that I am feeling at how they managed it, and told Saka to hold his head up high. He was unbelievable. None of those players whatsoever have deserved, for lack of a better way of putting it, deserved the grief and the abuse and the racial abuse that they've had for missing those penalties. And I will reiterate, there was only one player that actually missed the target, which was Marcus Rashford, with that stupid fucking stuttering run-up, which you guys know I hate seeing. Absolutely hate seeing starting run-ups, and I really hope that players will stop doing that, because those that watched the watch-along at the time, I screamed at him, don't do it, you're going to lose your momentum, and he did. That's why he hit the post. Everybody else took very, very good penalties and did not deserve to get the abuse that they have done at all. They do not deserve it, and I'm sure that any of you, I'm sure any of you have any common sense in your mind whatsoever will be backing those guys 100%, as I will be in November next year when we watch the World Cup. And again, we will be doing the live watch-alongs for those. There's a few qualifiers coming up in September, so we will do those watch-alongs as well. Ian says, well said, Declan. TSC said, we was amazing all tournament, and I'm so proud of the squad despite Italy taking the trophy. We never gave up and kept fighting, and that shows how much belief this country has. Absolutely agreed. TSC says, no player deserves racial abuse. No one deserves racial abuse. Absolutely nobody. Absolutely no one. Cyberlead, hello mate. Rest in peace, Dave Dunmore. I'm not sure who he is, but it's always horrible to see someone's passed away. Rick says, good news for England. Let's go to the World Cup and see what happens. We can see what we can do there. Now, I know there's been a lot of things about France losing 2016 Euro final and going on to win the World Cup. We'll have to wait and see. I would love that, of course. TSC says, if you hate slow run-ups, you definitely won't want to see Paul Pogba when he takes the penalties. When he takes penalties like Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ never took a penalty. I think he means like that, Jesus Christ. Well, if you TSC, mate, Go on to Garage Football when they did the watch the replay of the watch along for the Europa League final. I was in the chat and I was going mental with them, really going mental with them. Brain, hello mate. I was not happy with the players removing their medals after receiving them. They got to the final, which they should have demonstrated with wearing the medals with pride. I know what you mean, Brain, but the reason why they took them off is because they felt they didn't deserve them. With the exception of Calvin Phillips kissing it, I genuinely think it was because they felt they didn't deserve it. I really do think that was their feeling at the time. That pure emotion of being upset. Let's have a look. A former player, our former player in the 60s. Fair enough. That's fair enough. So, but I didn't see it. That's why I wasn't sure who it was. Emperor Palpatine's retracted his message, but it's still up on the screen, which says, John, was every other country slagging England off? I don't know. I didn't see it. They all wanted Italy to win, even Scotland. I thought they were your buddies. I'm Canadian, and we were rooting for you guys in the Euros. Well, I don't care what other football teams, supporters of other clubs say. I really genuinely don't give a monk. Really don't care. Really don't care what they say. Because at the end of the day, it's bitterness that Scotland did it. It's bitterness that Wales did it, or whoever it was. Don't believe everything you see on Facebook, mate. I think I know the image you're talking about, but who cares? Generally, who cares? DMH says, good effort, but as always, we blow it when it matters. We didn't, mate. We did not blow it in any shape or form. I don't know what tournaments you've been watching, but so I believe says the club's just confirmed. Fair enough. Well, if they've just confirmed it, we've been live for 40 minutes. It's close to 40 minutes, so am I going to know? But yeah. So, but yeah, as I said, I genuinely think that this is going to be special. It really is special. I'm so proud and always will be proud of England. Don't care what anybody says. This is progress. In Euro 2016, we crashed out to Iceland. We crashed out to Iceland. In the World Cup of 2018, we got to the semi-final. In the Euro 2020 or Euro 2021, as I've been calling it, like the majority of anybody with any brain's been calling it, we got to the final. Where is there no progress? If that's the case, why is Gareth Southgate getting all this grief, completely undeserved, when he's making progress? Absolutely making progress. Will we get to the final in the World Cup? No idea. But I hope you guys are going to be along for the ride, no matter what. Emperor Palpatine's opinion on your new kit. Official images have now properly been seen. Official images? Are you absolutely sure? Or are you still talking about photographs that photograph that's been floated around by on Twitter for the last 2 to 3 weeks? Last week or so. Bearing in mind that the club is still playing in last season's away kit. But we will be coming on to that in literally just a moment. I've got everything prepared. So there we go. They're not official images in any shape or form. Cyber Leader says, at least we still got Europa West Ham. I reckon we'll get second or third. It's not Southgate's fault. Second or third what, mate? Sorry, second or third what? Get through to the second or third rounds? Brain says, beating Germany was a great moment. It was, mate, and you were here for some of it. Ian says, we are one creative player in midfield from going from a good team to a great team and a real contender in the World Cup. Absolutely agreed, mate. 100%. Could not agree with you more. England second place. Well, we were second place because we were runners up in the final. Pam says, no, bro, there was an official image I've just seen posted all over Insta with Noble and Declan Antonio wearing it. It was posted on a shop wall. I swear on my life. That's fine. But there's nothing. I've literally just checked the website and there's absolutely nothing else. It's not official yet. But we are coming on to that now. Where are we? Dun, 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 dun. Did I not? 1, 2, 3. Right. I thought I had a graphic ready for it, but Kent says, I'm hoping them kits ain't going to be our actual kits because they are disgusting. Well, let's talk about them. These are the concept kits we were seeing around about was it October, November time when it was leaked that the next season's home kit was going to be based on the 99 to 2000 kit. And so you see on your far left is the home kit, is that what everyone thought the home kit was going to look like. The center is what everybody thought the away kit was going to look like, and on the right is what everybody thought the third kit was going to look like. What they actually seem to be looking like, barring a couple of dodgy photographs, is this. So again, in exactly the same vein. The left hand side is this is the better photograph of the home kit, which, to be honest with you, I actually quite like the look of it. I really genuinely quite like the look of it. The middle is the away kit, which a lot of people, because of the way this photo looks, have been calling the Tesco away kit, because it's based on the 93 kit that Harry, like that famous photograph of Harry Redknapp wearing it. And the third one is the third kit, which is a knockback to the Thames Ironworks style of having the Union flag, because the Union Jack is only a Union Jack when it's on a boat. So we're obviously going to wait and see the official photographs when those come up, as Palpatine has just been talking about. It says it's just leaked, so it's not official, but there's no way it's fake. We're quite clearly getting it, absolutely, as you will see from here. Now, to be honest with you guys, you're probably going to hate me for this, but I'm getting bored of retro shirts. I am getting absolutely freaking bored of them. They bore the hell out of me. They really, really do. They don't get me wrong. As I've said, it looks absolutely beautiful. I like how the home kit looks. I'm waiting to see how the rest of the kit looks when the photographs come out properly. But I want to see some new ideas. I genuinely want to see some new ideas about what the club are going to be doing. I really do. I want to see some. It's like with everything with West Ham. I want to see some imagination. I want to see some thought. I want to see some spirit. And what we're seeing with these shirts, as nice as it looks, the home shirt looks really nice, and I'm sure the third kit will look really nice, and I'm sure the proper photographs of the third and the away kit will look really nice as well. I would like to see a bit more. I would like to see a bit more flamboyance, for lack of a better way of putting it. A bit more thought, a bit fresh ideas, fresh design. Stop this. As I said to my uncle when those three dodgy photos went out originally, was it a week or so ago, last week? Because I was hoping that they were going to be officially confirmed by now, because it's ridiculous. But for me, it's down to the fact that it's an easy cash grab for the club. It's so easy for the club to get this money, because they'll pump out replica kit after replica kit after replica kit. It's boring. It is boring. It bores me to tears. We've got the shirts they're based on. I would rather wear the original 99 to 2000 one, which, by the way, you can get in the link in the description below for the affiliate link, as you would have seen from the animation that came up on the screen at the start of the stream. I would rather have those. I really would rather have those than go out and spend 50-60 quid on a knockoff. Let's not beat around the bushes. It's a West Ham knockoff of something that they made 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. Not for me. Nope. TC says, I like the home kit, but not the away kit or the third kit. Rick says, to be honest, I like the home kit and the third kit. I don't like the away kit though. Palpatine says home kit looks really nice. Looks a really nice one. I wish we'd sack Umbro though and create something new and creative. It's more down to the fact, mate, that this is the club that's authorising these. This is the club's designers. The club will say, right, these are the shirts we want you to design. It's got nothing to do with Umbro. Umbro make what the contract states. That's it. It's got nothing to do with Umbro. Amber says that they're a boring company. It's a boring ethos, mate. It really is. I think, if I remember correctly, we're about the only club in the league. Please do correct me if I'm wrong, but we're the only club in the league that are still pumping out retro shirts instead of making new ones. The closest we got to new gear was the third kit from last season. That's the reason why I bought it. That's the closest we got. It's pathetic, isn't it? It's pathetic being a West Ham supporter when it comes to stuff like this. It really, really is. Mick says, JP, you won't get that with Umbro. It says, agreed, no imagination. TSC says, a good third kit would be similar to Liverpool's 2021 third kit, just a bit more dark. I don't know. I'll come back to you on that one, mate. I haven't seen it. Brain sums it up perfectly. The Spurs supporter in the chat. The claret is too solid and the collar is dated. It's a beautiful collar, but you're absolutely right. It's dated. Forward thinking. I want some forward thinking at this club. Rob says, would you like to see a special Europa League kit? It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. But if we did, it would be a replica. Probably would be a replica only to be worn like the replica when we went into when we had the Intertoto Cup. Or do you know what I mean? It's just it's boring. It is so boring under Umbro. It really is. A lot of people will like them, and fair play. That's fine. Not saying you're wrong in any shape or form. For me, I just absolutely am bored to death with all this retro stuff. Retro. I'm a retro guy myself. I like styles of the 60s and the 70s. Let me look at my haircut, for fuck's sake. But not when it comes to a football team that's trying to progress to the next level by having 3 levels back football shirts. No. TS's only downside to the Liverpool kit is that it looks like a chessboard. Well, yes, there is that. And now now you said that, I know the one you're talking about. Palpatine says, exactly, we should have a nice special kit for the Europa Inter release, an absolute fire home jersey in celebration of winning the league. Why not create something for us in celebration? Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. But we're never going to see it. This is the thing. We're never going to see it whilst these owners are here, because, like I said, it's an easy cash grab for people. For the club, it's an absolutely easy cash grab. It really is. And I'm not buying it. I'm not buying anything at all. No, I want to see new ideas for a new West Ham, not old ideas for a new West Ham. New. And the last thing we're gonna talk about now before the floor is open to yourselves, as always, is this. 2-legged semi-final League Cup is coming back. It's coming back. Now, of course, the semi-final was only one leg because of the coronavirus, but now life is getting back to normal. The 2-leg semi-final is coming back once again. Now, personally, I like a semi-final to be one game. I said it when it was changing. I thought it was a brilliant idea and that they should keep it, but they're not, because there's more money involved in a 2-legged semi-final than there is with one leg in a pandemic where people aren't going. Really, really ashamed to that. Really, really ashamed that it's come to this. That again, it's not published in any shape or form in any of the articles you'll read about it, but it is about money. It's all about money. It's all about money. Cyber Leader says he likes the 1920 home shirt. I did, mate. I bought it. Hello Yusuf, late as always. It's like your mate that turns up just at last knockings. Hope you're alright, fella. Emperor Palpatine, we never get that far in competitions anyway, so it doesn't really matter for us. No, it doesn't. But at the same time, mate, it just proves that how bad the money situation is in the EFL that they want to get more revenue back in the game, which I agree. I understand. I totally understand with it. I agree with the principle. I just don't agree with the actual application of it. USF says, I'm good. How are you doing after a heartbreaking weekend? Wasn't heartbroken, mate. Was a little bit disappointed with the final, of course, but very proud. Very, very proud. As we said about earlier, which you would have known if you'd have turned up on time. TSC says, the only cup we win is the Betway Cup. We haven't won that for a while either, mate, to be fair. That looks like that's going to happen in the first week of August. There's talk about a Champions League team that we'll be playing in the London Stadium, so we're going to lose that, aren't we? Again. But yeah. So guys, as always, for the towards the end of this, for the next 8 or so minutes, the floor is yours. We will talk about whatever you want. Whatever you want. Tears says, can't we just play Bournemouth again? Well, we lost to Bournemouth, if I remember right, didn't we? Could have sworn we did. We certainly would have done with the London Stadium crowd, that's for sure. So, yep, guys, anything you want to talk about with it over the next few minutes? Because the floor is yours. Floor is yours. Actually, while there was a question in there while we were talking about the football. Cyber Leader asks, is Yaremchuk, that Ukrainian strike guy, or aka striker, coming to us still? I never saw that it was odds on in the first place. It'd be nice if he could, of course. And TSC's asked the question about the player I was literally about to talk about. Off the back of that, what is your opinion on rumours of West Ham signing Areola on loan? If that happens, I know Gio put a video up earlier today, which I haven't watched yet, saying it's that he's close to signing. I don't genuinely know if that's true or not, because I know Gio likes to put descriptions up to get people to put taglines up to get people watching. If he does, I'd be absolutely ecstatic. Again, TSC, you'd know that because you remember from the watch-alongs when we played Fulham. I said he's an unbelievably good goalkeeper, and I would love to have him as a competition for Fabianski. I did say in the my starting 11 for the Premier League on Jake's video, I put Areola in goal. It was brilliant. And Palpatine is echoing what I'm saying. He's a top keeper. I'll take him over Super Fab as much as I love the guy. Yeah, Areola has the potential to be a very, very good goalkeeper for anyone in the Premier League. Really proved himself with Fulham despite getting relegated. Let's not forget, and it's hypocritical of me to say this because I said the completely opposite when we signed Fabianski in the first place. But you know, Fabianski was relegated with Swansea as their player of the season, and I was scared about bringing in a goalkeeper from a relegated side, mostly because I didn't give a shit what happened at Swansea. But Fulham are a team that I'm very close to my heart, as you guys know. I've made that very clear over the last few years, and I would absolutely love to see him come in. Yeah, absolutely see it. Yusuf says, the floor is mine. Get ready for off the floor topics. off topic comments. You always do it, mate, anyways, to be fair, so it doesn't make much of a difference. Ian Proctor says, right, he thought Rice was fantastic in the final, could not understand why he was subbed. Yeah, big mistake from Southgate, mate. Big mistake. Mick says, have you heard Antonio picked up a knock last night? I didn't. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he did. But we've got a month to go to see what happens with that. So as I say, I haven't watched any of the friendlies. I've been too busy, to be honest with work, so I can't really comment. Paladin says he was shattered, Ian. You could see he did himself in, played unbelievably along with Pickford. Absolutely agreed. Fabianski does not need to be challenged for the number one spot, says TSC. 2, even though I love Fab, what mostly matters is the club's success. Well, as George Graham always used to say, that the defence is as good the goalkeeper is as good as the defence. Or in Joe Hart's case, the goalkeepers is shitter than your defence. Apparently says Bowen picked up a knock apparently as well yesterday. Yeah, a little slight. I did see that. Actually, guys, while we're talking about it, let's have a look. Because the page that I use for injuries will have those updates on there if it's been released to the press. Maybe not, because West Ham apparently don't have any injuries at the minute because they're not on the list. Yusuf says, don't know what to say, so thoughts on Sancho to Man U. Don't care. Really don't care. Pleased for the lad if it goes through. £73 million deal. It's great success for his club. Palpatine says they bubble wrapped his leg apparently. Don't take my word for that. What? Me believe somebody's pretending to be somebody else. Of course I'm going to take that. Ian says, please don't buy Traore and try and convert him into a striker. Buy a ready-made one for a change. That's what I said earlier, mate. Exactly what I said when the question was asked. So it's a stupid decision to do. Really is a stupid decision to do. Okay, so you guys got literally a minute. So bring in your topics. There's 10 people watching, or 11 people at that now. So put your comments in. Yusuf says, saw your video on Felipe Anderson to Lazio. Good transfer, I think. Footballing, yes. Business, no. Makes absolutely no financial sense whatsoever. So if you like this video and you've enjoyed this stream, then by all means, please do click the likes. We've got 10 likes already, which I'm really pleased about. Thank you very much, guys. But as I say, we're wrapping up now. So Palpatine says he's all for finishing, powerhouse on the ball, but dribbling is his only asset. Yeah, absolutely agree. That's Traore, and that's Antonio to a certain extent as well. So yeah, okay, guys. Well, I just want to say to everybody, I said it at the start, Christ, I knew that would happen. I said it at the start, but I want to say it again. Thank you very much to everybody. Well, Yusuf, there is no next time. This is the last ever weekly live chat. There is no live. There's not going to be any more. It's going to be going back to pre-recorded content until the season starts, mate. So this is going to be a long, long time. Rob says both Diop and Arthur are on special training because of injury. Very possibly. Well, Yusuf, you would have known because if you'd have watched the entire video yesterday, I did say it was going to be the last. I've said it on the last 2 or 3 times. I said this is the last ever weekly live chat because, as I said at the start of the stream, which you would have heard if you'd have turned up on time, that I said when we started doing the daily live chats as they were at the time, I said that we would do this on a regular basis. And what are you doing? We'll do this on for God's sake, come on. Oh, fuck it. I said that we would do this on a regular basis until we started getting our lives back. And we've got our lives back together now, guys. We're 95% back to normal. And so the channel, this is the last ever one. If there's anything breaking, that's still going to be recorded. So, guys, I just want to say thank you very much to everybody that supported me since the end of April last year when we started doing these live chats. It's been absolutely brilliant to say. And yes, it's written in the pinned comments as well, mate. It's been absolutely brilliant to see you all. And Bob, thank you very much. I will miss it as well, but there is repeatedly nothing to talk about. I've summed up an entire week of content of everything that's been going on in the space of an hour. There's not much to talk about. You know, I don't talk about rumours, as you guys know. I don't talk about anything that I'm not going to make content just for the sake of it. I'm not saying that any other channels are doing that, not just West Ham, but in YouTube in general. There are some that do. There are people that just make content so they can try and get their viewing figures up, etc., etc. I'm not like that. I know you guys only want to talk about things that you want to talk about, and I've given you guys the platform over the last where are we? 14, 15 months. I've given you guys that platform to do that. 16 months. I've given you guys that platform to do exactly that. But one of the reasons, it's ironic that this is the highest amount of viewers again that we've had at the end of it. Maybe because everybody knew it was gonna stop. So unfortunately, guys, as I say, nobody's ever watching on Facebook, sadly. But as I said once our lives get back to normal, these will stop, and our lives are getting back to normal, which is why nobody's really watching these anymore, which I totally get. So guys, thank you very, very much for the ride. It's been fantastic to speak to you all. Please do, if you haven't already done so, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As I say, because we will be having more content coming up. I will still be doing weekly content. I'm gonna try and do something for next week. I'm gonna try and keep it West Ham related as much as possible. Thank you, Yusuf. I know you'll miss it, mate, but it will be memorable. But as I say, that gives you even more reason to ensure that you watch the content that's going up. Before COVID, this channel was only purely live for the weekly live for the watch alongs, and that's it. And that's exactly where it's going back. COVID is all but done, bar a few things here and there, as we said at the start. But yeah, thank you guys to every single one of you that has helped. You've kept me sane. You genuinely have kept me sane. Even those fucking troll idiots who are trying to call me a pedo and a racist and a gay and all the rest of it, you've only contributed to the wealth of this channel. You really have. You've actually shown your true colours and what the world is really, really like. So look after yourselves, guys. I do generally feel emotional doing this, because it's kind of like saying goodbye to a family member to a degree. It really is, because you guys have been absolutely superb. Really, really good. I've loved every single video we've done together. But as I say, we'll going back to how we were, where it's just the live content for the watch alongs. And yeah. Tirsi says, funnily, the trolls watching your videos means you get paid more as well. No, it doesn't, mate. It doesn't. They don't stick around enough for the revenue to make any difference. That's the problem. I wish it was. I make fuck all from this. I get about $5 a month from YouTube, because the amount of people that aren't watching in comparison to how it was pre-COVID. But I've discussed that beforehand, and I'm not going over that again. But yeah, guys, thank you very, very much. I'm always going to be here. We're always going to be making content. Yusuf says we're very close to 2K. That would be awesome when we hit it. Well, mate, help. Share the content. Not necessarily just sharing the video. Share the link. Share the link to your friends. If you know anybody else that likes football content, it's obviously going to be more concentrated to West Ham and England stuff, but it's a bit emotional. But you know, it's if this channel's open to everybody. It's literally open to everyone. You know, even Chelsea supporters and Spurs supporters and Liverpool supporters every now and again. You know, it's my channel as it is yours, and your channel is as much as it is mine. You know, it's been great to chat with you all. And if there is anything that is worthwhile to be live, then by all means, please do hit the notification bell so you're meant to get the notifications, and keep an eye out for stuff that's coming up. As I say, in a month's time, we will be back to normal. We will have the football. We'll have the previews for each game. We'll have the watch-alongs for each game, and potentially, for those that want to follow the channel on Twitch, have your say fan cams sort of thing. I'm not 100% sure yet, because we haven't got the following or the numbers to get it up and running properly yet. But potentially there's more coming. There's more coming for this season. If it's not going to be this season, then it might be next season, because money's tight at the minute. Money is really fucking tight at the minute. And it's very expensive to do all this. You know, the camera, the lights, the microphone, the backdrop, everything. It costs money. So, guys, thank you very, very much for your time. Look after yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon. And hopefully some of you at the football for a pint All the best. Take care.